guess I don't tell you my name because you already put it out there. Hi, I am a sociology major and an African American studies minor. I just want to throw that out there. So I've been to Brockport for 5 years. I graduated high school. I was the only person in a wheelchair in my whole high school. There was a side door. I couldn't come in through the front door. I had to press a button to get let in, to then someone in the office to be like, oh, wheelchair is here, we'll let her in. The elevator broke constantly. I had to eventually call a lawyer because I would be stuck in the basement before I could go to class. I transferred from a school and I was locked in a basement, like a basement, not like the basement where they have classes. No, I mean like the underground part of the school for half an hour because somebody put the key in the wrong floor, and that's where I was locked in for an hour trying to figure out how I was gonna get out to tell somebody that I was in the basement. And I had to, thank God I had a phone and I had service because Sprint doesn't work all the time, but I had service at one time and was able to get out this basement. And so that all led to, me coming to college, and I was scared. And I came to Brockport about 5 times before I decided if I wanted to go here. I looked at the rooms about 3 times to see if I could actually live here and survive, because I don't have an aide. I don't have I'm really independent. I don't need anyone to do anything for me. So I had to really see if I could really survive this campus alone, which is extremely scary when things could go wrong and there's nothing to do. So like, I've been stuck in the snow and people walk past me. They don't help me out, they don't push me out. I'm just stuck in the snow until someone decides like, oh, well, wait, Jerry's stuck, let me help her out. When the blackout happened, I had to trust 5 different individuals to carry down my chair from Harrison and pray that they didn't drop my $10,000 chair that could be broken from anything, because it breaks all the time. It's broken. It always breaks in the beginning of the semester. It's like a little thing we have going, me and Bonnie. She breaks, and I can't go to class the first couple of days. But so I had to trust 4 different people to carry it, and these are ROTC dudes. So I'm like, well, they work out, so maybe maybe it'll be okay. But I had to walk down the stairs that you guys walk up to go eat. And now I don't really walk. It's not my thing. It's not what I want to do. I really think it's a thing of the past for me. But for that one time, I had to, and it was an experience because my friends were all scared, and they're like squeezing onto me, like, oh my God. So I had like bruises from them holding me so tight because they thought that I was gonna fall, but I was okay. They just never seen it. They never seen me fall. Most people on campus haven't seen that, unless you go home with me, because then at home it's a different world. But being on this campus, I'm not gonna say that it was the easiest thing or it's the hardest thing. It's manageable, but it's been a long fight for it to be that way. I've been in classes where they add new furniture so I don't fit anymore. So I sit in front of the door, then it's a fire hazard. Then if somebody tells me it's a fire hazard, I'm gonna cuss them out, it's gonna be a problem. So it's complicated. So I had to, go to OSD and be like, listen, they added new furniture, I can't do it. I know you guys all seen the newer furnished classrooms. They are not friendly at all. They add more furniture in these classes than people. And I can't go around them, or the tables are too high and they're up here to me. So like, it doesn't work. And then a lot of people are shell-shocked by me in classes, so I often do not get picked for group projects. People often avoid me. So the professor always picks somebody like, oh, hey, you work with Jerry. Or when it's like, you count down, like, okay, they include me in the countdown, but then they change my number because I'm in a certain part in the classroom, and they're like, oh no, you can't fit back there. So then everyone is confused, like, well, why did we get this new person added to my group? So now our group is uneven, it's weird, whatever. And then I don't sit with you guys in classes, I sit next to the professor. So me and the professors normally have a real personal relationship because I'm technically in their lap while they teach. So it's really complicated to tell you what my world looks like in just a couple of minutes. But to rush it all through, it's like this. I wake up in the morning and pray that the power didn't go out so that my chair had energy to last me through the day. I'm always late because I think that I can fly through campus. So if you guys see me, I'm mostly flying everywhere. And I hope that the potholes don't break the chair or the bearings in the wheels so that they won't make noise and everyone stares at me. But people stare anyways because I make noise behind them. So they look at me anyways. So I try not to pay that one on mind because that makes me mad. And then to finally get to class, I have to move this heavy desk. No one helps, they all stare while I move around furniture to figure out myself. I can't leave class early. I can't be late to class. I can't miss class. Professors don't know me by my first name because there's only one of me. How many people in chairs do you guys see on campus? Right, so it's just like 3 of us, really. And if you don't know us personally, then you just missed out. I tried to fix that. I tried to get them to push to get people to college. That's really my life passion, to get more people with disabilities to college. It's not easy. The school doesn't make it easy. Our city school district doesn't make it easy, so it's just in the works. So after I do all the furniture, I get into class. What else happens? I can't open the door because I make a lot of noise, so I try not to leave. So I either have to use the bathroom before I come in, or just have to wait till after class. When I go to eat, I have to time it just right so that I can fit in Harrison or Brockway to eat, because there's so many people or so many chairs, they don't care. I can't reach over the counters to pick up my food. So if it's not the people that know me, I have to ask somebody behind me, like, yo, can you get my plate for me? Because they don't really do that. I don't get my own drinks. I learned already that I just have to ask people for help, and I do it all the time. There's no shame in my game. I will stop you wherever you are. Like, hey, can you do this one thing for me? My dorm room is actually the only thing on campus that's easy, because it's already, I have the door open by itself. I tried to get that at home, but it's more expensive than I thought. But the door opens for me. I don't have to open my own door. The shower is huge. So my bathroom at home looks a little bit like the one at school, because that's what I told my mom, Mom, this is what we have to do at home. But other than that, like, it's just a daily struggle to make sure that I can get in and out of classes, get in and out of the dining halls, get to where I need to go and do what I need to do. I don't get to go to a lot of conferences or a lot of stuff outside of school because we don't have accessible, like, vehicles. The Eagle runs, the ramps rarely work, and if they do work, the people that drive the bus don't know how to use it. So that's like a non-factor for me. So it's just picking and choosing what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it. There's a lot of places on campus I can't work. I can't work in the dining hall. I can't work in the union. So it's a lot of things that I get to miss out on because of a chair. And it's a lot of things that come my way just because of the chairs. A lot of people judge me just from the chair, so they think I'm not articulate, they think I'm not smart. So, I have to, like, break down all these kind of barriers. So what I've been doing with my life now is I've been protesting. I went to Washington last fall. I got arrested in front of the White House for protesting for community integration. And that may not seem like a lot for people, but if we don't get more disabled people in the community, there's no way that anyone will be comfortable. For example, this is my last thing right here. This leadership conference, I had a couple people come from Rochester, and they were all in chairs. It was a big group. It was like 10 of us. And you should have seen the people here. They did not know how to deal with that. They stared. They looked really hard. I'm like, oh my God, there's more chairs. Like, if I have a friend come who has a chair, they stare at us like, oh my God, there's 2 of them. And it's crazy because it's like, we deal with that on a daily basis. And it's crazy that here, where they supposedly teach you diversity, that our students don't know how to deal with that. So, my last thing is, if you see someone, don't be afraid and don't feel uncomfortable, because it's just a conversation. It's just a question. Hey, what happened to you? We talk about it all the time. It's like, people with disabilities, it's like, oh, so what's wrong with you? Like, oh, this is it, and so this is what's wrong with me, and we just go back and forth like that. It's really just a conversation, and that can definitely just change your perspective on things. Any questions?
Yes, I have, there's something I've been working on. It's called Rockport Diversibility Day, and I'm trying to make it an annual thing. And I'm looking for more people to get this to happen. Even though you're going to be graduating, could you come back in the fall and see what you can do to help make this happen?
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Thank you.